Well, you may have heard about the three castaways who were rescued from a remote island in Chuuk last week. Well, we met with the people behind the search and rescue efforts to find out how they were able to successfully locate the stranded men.
They are the U.S. Coast Guard Sector Guam, and they cover one of the largest search and rescue areas here in the Pacific.
Since the 28th of March, I believe, we've had 10 cases similar type where vessels have been missing, people have been underway for several days, and we've had success in locating the individuals.
And they are pretty busy. Last week, Coast Guard Sector Guam led the coordination efforts in finding 3 mariners in Chuuk who failed to return from a fishing trip. OS1 Michael McCandless was the one who received the call.
Okay, the call came in from the SAR liaison in Chuuk, reporting that a vessel did not make it back to where they were scheduled to make it. So there was a 19-foot skiff with 3 persons on board that was missing somewhere between the island of Pulap and Chuuk, which is approximately 150 nautical miles.
McCandless says from there, Coast Guard Sector Guam reached out to their district office in Honolulu to request for assistance. Eventually, a U.S. Navy P-8 aircraft flew out of Japan, refueled on Guam, then headed straight to the last known area where the mariners were thought to be located. The Coast Guard, however, drew up the search and rescue map for the Navy, the local government, and other volunteer commercial vessels to follow. The program is called SAROPS. McCandless says the call came in Wednesday afternoon. The Navy P-8 team arrived in the search area Thursday around 2 p.m. and finally saw the stranded men waving their jackets in the air a few hours later. The mariners were stranded for about 3 days.
The only thing we know that they did is they organized the palm branches into the word help, and were there on the island.
Fortunately, they had life jackets, which really helped them out a lot, because not only did it help them, make it to shore safely, but they're also able to get the attention of the aircraft with waving them as well.
As soon as the mariners were located, contact was made with the FSM government, which then sent a rescue boat to fetch the men and bring them safely back to the island of Pulap. Coast Guard Public Affairs Officer Lieutenant Cliff Graham says they often do education outreach programs in Chuuk, and in this situation, it definitely helped save the men's lives.
We do education on border safety and survival at sea. In some of these efforts, we've actually handed out PFDs and life jackets to the locals, and we also paint the inside of their vessels orange, so aircraft can easily spot when we're conducting a search and rescue case.
A great job. Again, the interaction between the different teams, whether it be Navy, Coast Guard, FSM working together as one team,